In today's video, I will be sharing with you behind the scenes of an engagement session with me. Hello, my name is Jana Schellman and I'm a wedding photographer in New Jersey and Philadelphia area. And in today's video, if you would like to come with me to the behind the scenes of an engagement session, this is what you're going to see. And if you're going to stick around to the very end, you will see how me and my couple are actually getting into the water of the beautiful Atlantic Ocean. And if this sounds like fun for you, then you will definitely want to see that.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
So I'm going to Cape May, New Jersey today, and it's approximately an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes away from where I live. And so anytime I go to a session, a wedding, anywhere, like the beginning of my session, the beginning of the time when I start shooting, I try to eat an hour and a half before the start of the work, just to make sure that my blood sugar levels are nice and happy, and so that I don't feel hungry, not feeling good or think about food in any way. So I always eat and drink, and I do it slightly in advance just so that my stomach doesn't feel heavy as well. So that's like something that works really well for me, and I would think that most people need to do the same thing so that they're feeling good and are happy, so that their bodies are happy and confident and look strong, and they don't have to think about anything else except for taking care of their clients. Because I am driving so far away, I need to stop at the rest area to use the restroom. However, normally, even if I wouldn't have to stop before at the restroom stop, I would try to use the restroom before seeing my clients, so that I then don't have to ask them if they have a restroom in the house or something, so that I'm all prepared and don't have to bother anyone with their thoughts about my bathroom needs. So I'm going to use the restroom and then we'll head back. And that's right, I do bring all of my equipment with me just in case, whatever. I try to never leave it in the car if possible, so it's coming with me. I'm all ready. I got gum because I forgot to get it from home. So gum and ready to go. So I have arrived to Cape May. I'm going to quickly do a little bit of my makeup just to cover up my face a little bit with foundation to make sure that I'm perfect and looking my best for the first impression, because first impressions I believe, are very important. So I'm going to do a tiny bit of makeup, and I mean, it is going to melt off in very soon because it is pretty hot out there, but it doesn't matter, because I mean, for the first impressions we can do anything, and everything is going to melt off of my face, like foundation, and my lipstick chopsticks are going to be new, except for my mascara. My mascara is really good, and if you're interested in one of those, I'm going to link it up in the description, so that if anyone is interested, you can check it out. It's super, well, whatever, I love it for wedding days and for sessions. It's perfect. It's never crumbles and never gets black under my eyes, so I love it. And I'm not going to be putting up my hair, at least for now. I will when I see them, but I think I look just a tiny bit cuter with my hair down. And then once the actual heat starts, I am going to put it up with my people. All right, guys, let's go. I'm all ready. So I think I lied that I'm going to keep my hair down because it's so windy. I think I'm going to look a lot better with the hair up. So yes, I am only 15 minutes earlier so before the session, and I normally like getting there a lot earlier, like 40 minutes. I don't know why, whatever, I got out later than I normally do, and well, that's not good. I like arriving a little bit earlier to make sure that I have enough time to look around, which I did not right now, but that's kind of the way that goes, and that's fine. I am here at the home where I'm meeting my couple, so I'll see you guys later. All of my sessions begin with me introducing myself, obviously saying hello, because chances are that this is the first time that I'm meeting my couple, because I still do a lot of phone consultations and video calls for the consultation, so I don't get to meet a lot of my couples in person yet. So I say hello, I give them a hug, and then I start the session. Most of the times I will choose a spot because I know what light I want to use for the way I want to light the photo. So I almost always choose all of my spots myself and don't let them make choices unless they really like a spot and really would like to have a photo there. Then absolutely we're going to do it, but for the most part I make most of the decisions about the locations that we're photographing at. And then I also tell them to do all of the things that I need them to do. Again, if they would like to do a certain idea, if they have seen something in my portfolio or in Pinterest, if they love anything in particular, we will absolutely do that photo for them. Otherwise, I do all the thinking, because this is why they're hiring me, so that they don't have to think about pictures. I am doing all the thinking. And again, I put them in the posing, and I do a little bit of a variation with that pose so that we have a variety in one spot and don't have to go to many different places and waste a lot of time to get a lot of variety. I try to get variety out of one spot. Hey, you Snugglebugs! And as you have just seen, I try to be as cute and as funny with my couples, because being in front of the camera is a pretty awkward experience. I have no idea if you have been photographed before. I have, and I see how difficult it is to actually know what you have to do and how to be just comfortable in front of the camera. So the funnier you make it, the better it's going to be for you and your couple. Another thing to remember would be is that take your time with putting people into the spot, into certain position, just to make sure that you don't start photographing something that is not perfect. And I mean, if you started shooting and it's not perfect, just go through that part of the shooting, like a few seconds or so, and then be like, okay guys, that's perfect. Don't tell them that it's not working or you don't like it, because it doesn't matter to them. You're just going to possibly discourage them and give them doubts in their minds that maybe they're doing something wrong or not the way it's supposed to be. So just give them compliments and just don't deliver those photos. But when I was just starting out, I would be very conscious or self-conscious about trying to start shooting as fast as I can. And now I know that it is a lot better to just put them in the spot, make sure that everything is chosen properly, give them all the instructions properly, and then I would start my sequence and progression of starting from one pose, moving to a different one, maybe a little bit of walking, some kissing, hugging, just so that there's a lot of variety. It's done in that specific spot. And this specific spot that we're photographing right now, I thought that it's going to look beautiful, but I ended up not delivering any photos from that specific spot underneath that tree. I thought that little arch of branches is going to look super cute, and I just could not find the beautiful angle for it for some reason. And it might have been, maybe another photographer could have done it, and I just did not, which is fine, because I just moved on and I moved them to a different spot that worked perfectly. And I was able to get a beautiful set of photos out of that. And this is what I advise and hope that all of the photographers don't feel self-conscious that they have to get set of photos from each particular spot. But if something didn't work, that's fine. Just move on and go to the next spot that will work for you. Because if you spend an hour and a half with your couples,
you will get plenty of variety if you are shooting most of the time that you are with them. Another tip I would give all of you guys is that try to be as polite to people around you as possible, because it gives a good or bad impression onto your couple as well. And in this video, after I was going through footage, I'm like, oh my goodness, I did not let people go. You will see in a moment what was happening there, that they kind of just had to hang out and wait until I am done or until I move. But sometimes that is true when you're so concentrated on whatever you're doing that you don't pay attention to your surroundings. But being polite to people around you is very helpful, so that, well, you have a good impression in your couple and people around you, because you never know who is around you and who might end up hiring you, or who might ask for your business card right there on the street, and you might get some more business out of it. Yes, this is the moment. People are going to look, what are we supposed to be doing here? Another tip I would tell you, that if you are shooting at any of the landmarks of the specific city, I would definitely make sure that there's a name visible of that specific place, or anything that is very well recognizable, because if you will be blogging or using the images on social media, it is very wonderful for people to see that you have photographed there before. And on the other hand, if you will be tagging on or mentioning those places in your social media, possibly that venue or that specific location might want to use some of your photos in their social media posts, which is always very beneficial for your business. And here's a tip for posing. If you can get people to do different things in your photos, so most of my photos were currently standing or walking, if you are able to make them sit down somewhere, it is a perfect way to have so much more variety, because those photos look very different, because, well, their bodies look very different, their height looks very different, and they will be able to do different things than what they can do with the photos when they're standing. And again, here I'm trying to get a photo with them Congress Hall behind them as a landmark, just to show off that I was there, I was shooting, and you can see me moving around, getting a few different angles so that they have nice variety for that set of photos. And here we are on the beach, finally. It's always so fun for me to photograph on the beach. First of all, the sand reflects the light, and it is used as a natural reflector, so it's kind of perfect. The skin tones look so much better on the beach, just like it happens in the city, because city also has lots of neutral backgrounds and neutral walls and ground where the light can be bounced off. Not just like parks. In the parks, there's a lot of green tints and like weird colors a little bit, but beach and the city are my favorite places to photograph. So here we are getting a little bit of a different kind of variety in here. I make them walk a little bit more in addition to simple kissing photos. And another posing trick is to ask them to practice their first dance, and in the moment you will see me doing that, and you will see some very interesting moments coming out of it, because sometimes they have not even tried practicing their first dance, and it brings on some confused feelings about that and some fun moments, because might have been the first time that they're thinking about their first dance. However, if they're actually practicing their first dance already, they do have certain moves that they have to learn and take care of, and this gives them time to practice, you time to practice and see what their first dance is going to be, and you will see some of the emotion going on between them. And here we are going to go use again sitting opportunity for a little bit of a different variety again. And those photos, well, one of is a set of my favorite photos from that session. It just looks so beautiful and so natural and so relaxed. And here we are getting ready to go in the water. So I always try to give them as much instruction as possible before that actually action photo starts happening, so that they know what they're supposed to be doing, so that I get the result that I want. And another important tip before going into the water, make sure that you have all of your equipment secured on you or put down on the ground. Same thing for the grooms. In this case, you will see John coming back in just a moment and taking something out of his pockets. So make sure that no one has items that could be damaged by water and salty water especially, and that everything is securely taken out and left on the beach. But yes, here we are just hanging out and trying to get some variety for them out of those photos. And I feel like because the environment is so fun, it's not very difficult to get lots of variety, because you just give them 2 to 3 poses to do, and then the water and the motion creates the rest of the poses and emotion. So I feel like photographing in the water was the funnest for me so far. So here you guys, this is coming to the end of the engagement session. I will do a little bit of the outro at the end of this video. But yes, this is pretty much all the photos that were taken there. I will help them sit down one more time on the beach, which were a very interesting set of photos too, and I love those as well. And once it gets closer to the sunset, make sure that you turn their faces towards the sun, so that there is some more light hitting their faces rather than all the shadows and no light. So see, I'm pointing at where the sun is, and just a few more photos and the session would be wrapped up. They were kind enough to give me the towel to drive in, and I dropped off the towel to them on their wedding day, so they were pretty cool about that.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was educational to you and helpful for growing your photography skills or people skills, whatever you're trying to work on. If you have any particular questions, feel free to leave me a comment below or message me on social media, and I would love to answer that specific question for you as well. Thank you again for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.